Hey guys, Came for 15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with the final episode review of Chainsaw Man for season one. I'm more than likely guessing because they're gonna be that stupid. Studio Mappa can not be that stupid to not bring back Chainsaw Man, right? I definitely do think it's gonna get a season two announcement. It's probably gonna be a while till we get that season two announcement. Don't know when that will happen. Maybe it can be coming sometime later this week, maybe in a few months. Who knows? But we got the last episode of the first season of Chainsaw Man, and what a way to end off Chainsaw Man. What a way to end off Chainsaw Man. You still have those twists and turns in this week's episode, but you get a pretty much you get a pretty much very good battle between Denji and the Katana Devil, which was just absolutely great. And I really am gonna miss this show. I really am going to miss this show. But we see how this week's episode, we get pretty much the conclusion to Aki's fight. In a way, I guess you could say symbolizing him finally accepting Himeno's death and moving on from it. Hopefully, well, I think this is a pun entirely intended, but I guess hopefully a better future, but we know he's eventually going to die. Don't know how he's going to die, but the future devil said he's going to die in a pretty miraculous-like way. So, yeah. But we see how we got that one flashback about when she gave him the cigarette. Again, I don't smoke. I don't want to smoke. I know what is the cause for smoking, but we actually get a continuation on that scene from Aki's perspective, and we find out, oh, he was underage, so he couldn't do it. And she was like, well, when you're not underage, let me know when you can get hooked to the addiction. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a very great influence. Yes, I'm not a smoker. I don't want to smoke. I'm not going to judge people who smoke, but that's your life. You want to freaking get yourself sick and get yourself lung cancer like that, go right ahead. Go smoke. Keep doing it. I'm not in that thing. I'm 100% against that shit. But we see how the Ghost Devil, in a way, I guess, remembers Aki and gives this cigarette to Aki that said "Take revenge," and it was absolutely crazy to say the least. Now, I don't know how he got out of the chokehold. It looked like he must have cut a lot of limbs off and everything to do that, but yeah, he just goes up there and kind of in a way to move past the Himeno death and accept the death truly, in my opinion. He cuts off the Ghost Devil's head. And we actually find out that the only reason the Ghost Devil will attack is if the Ghost Devil fears your fear, because, well, the Ghost Devil cannot see. It's blind, pretty much. So it's interesting. So maybe the thing is, maybe Aki composed himself and he wasn't feeling fear, and all of a sudden the Ghost Devil didn't feel any fear coming off of Aki. It let Aki go, thus doing what it needed to do. Again, it's kind of like more of a closure for Aki here in this arc to end off this series about getting over the Himeno death and moving past that and looking to take that revenge. At the end of the day, it was a minion of the Gun Devil, Sawatari, who was working with the Gun Devil, which I'll get into that at the end of this review. So, you just have a funny elevator scene between Denji and Power. They end up running some more zombies and stuff like that. Power takes them on, and then that's when you get the confrontation between the Katana Devil and Denji, and pretty much the dude's like, hey, I'll turn myself in based on your freaking answer you give me. And pretty much he wants Denji to freaking apologize for killing his grandfather and then having them kill Denji, which I'm like, well, if you kill Denji, then you're not gonna forcefully get yourself to freaking turn yourself in. But okay, he's like, you killed my two friends here's family members, and you killed my grandfather. I'm like, so you're mad about a grandfather dying when, well, whatever. You get the fight. Again, the fight was really freaking visually animated. It was just animated really greatly, man. The just fluidity of the animation to this fight was absolutely amazing. Just seeing the Katana Devil and Denji just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And in the meantime, you have the Katana Devil like asking like, You like, what's this whole deal with the public safety? Why are you fine with this? You're absolutely okay with this lifestyle. And Denji's like, yeah, I got this stupid fiend, and I got this other dude in Aki who annoys the shit out of me. But to be honest, I honestly like the lifestyle because it makes me feel free for once in his eyes. Because let's be honest, coming from what his grandfather was coming from what the Katana Devil's grandfather was treating this Denji, he was absolutely like treating him like crap. He wasn't living in a nice place. He wasn't given food. He was only worried about trying to kill all these devils to get the debt lowered down. So, to Denji, this is the lifestyle. And Even's like, also, too, I want to stop you so I can impress Miss Makima. He wants to sleep with her, pretty much, even though I probably would not advise he do that with the way she be going off. But, it was crazy, and just to see the whole thing, them fighting on the subway car, it reminded me of freaking Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire version, when you had Doc Ock and Spider-Man fighting on the freaking subway train and everything. That was freaking cool. And then you just have it to where one by one you see it to where the Katana Devil's taking out Denji's limb one by one. We also see another instant where Denji actually does protect another human, which maybe might get the opinion of Denji out there saying, well, there's actually this good devil out there, this chainsaw looking devil, he saved my life, and he protected me. So maybe that will get his publicity out there that, well, guess what, there's this one devil out there, there's this one who's in the form of a chainsaw, this chainsaw man, boom, he actually is a helper, he saves people. So yeah, but we see this crazy scene where he takes out his limbs and everything, and pretty much the dude's like, just admit it and die. Just admit you and apologize for killing my grandfather, and then just die with grace, and it'll make things quick, And he goes and I forgot the phrase he said, but pretty much it's kind of in a way of the dude saying, my grandfather always told you, don't let your guard down, pretty much. And then, Denji gets back up. He's like, you see, I'm not done fighting yet. I still got one chainsaw. They do that, obviously, the final clash thing, and then it looks like, Denji would have lost because his chainsaw on his head broke. But then we find out, no, he actually won, and then he said the whole rebuttal back. He's like, oh, yeah, but you also forgot what your grandfather said and everything. We find out he actually activated a chainsaw from his freaking leg and cut the dude in half. I'm like, oh, shit! This guy... Denji freaking cut this dude in half, and I was just like, best kill. So this time, Denji gets the win over the Katana Devil, but the Katana Devil's obviously like Denji, so he doesn't really fully die. He's kind of like, I guess you could say, an immortal like being, and everything. So yeah, and we just get where the episode kind of ends off, where all the resolutions are happening. You get this moment where Aki meets up with Denji and everything, and I call back to, I believe, episode 2, when Aki and Denji first met. They had a whole hitting the nutsack competition, and they were kicking the poor dude's nutsack, which was absolutely hilarious just to do it. And I just love it to where Aki's like, hey, Himeno, I hope you're hearing what we're doing all the way up in heaven and everything, that we're playing a nice melody here. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely funny. But we get the last bits of the anime episode, and you get again the final 12th ending song. It was pretty good, and where you get this montage of Power, Denji, and Aki all hanging out and looking like they've, I guess you could say, opened up a little bit more to each other. I mean, become better friends or better acquaintances, if I might say so. But in the meantime, you have it to where, yeah, Makima talking, I guess, with the head of the public safety division. We find out that, I guess, Sawatari used to be in the public safety, like this private sector or whatever, and she had this contract with the Gun Devil. So yeah, and then, the thing is, obviously we knew, the Gun Devil's after the Chainsaw Man's heart, after Denji's heart. We don't know why that's the case. But it looks like Maki was going to give us that reason. But we find out that after she was taken in, Kobeni was walking near her and she was gonna take her in the restaurant so she can go into some questioning. But all of a sudden, it seems like she ended up getting her entire head eaten off by some devil, which Makima can probably says it was probably because a clause in the contract with the gun devil that she lost or she was captured. Well, then it's just they instantly kill her so she can't squabble and give any hints to what the gun devil wants or the reason why he wants the Chainsaw Man's heart. I don't know why the gun devil wants the Chainsaw Man's heart so bad. It's gotta be something. It's gotta be something. And maybe it had something to do with his Denji dream sequence. I don't know, where pretty much Denji's walking up to this closed door and Puchita is telling him, hey, you cannot open this door. Under any circumstances, do not open this door. I don't know if this is like some sort of weird secret ability or something like that, maybe Denji opens his door, he loses a part of himself. I don't know what this could mean. Maybe it has something to do in the tie-in to the Gun Devil. Makima did say they found more Gun Devil pieces, that it's now that they got more of this, it's actually starting to lead to the main body. So more importantly, so obviously it's getting closer to where we got to get to. I don't know if the Gun Devil's, I guess, the main bad guy of the series. It looks like it is, but it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to be happening. But like I said, you get that post-credit scene. Yeah, with the dream sequence with Puchita telling Denji you cannot open this door. Don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it could mean probably, maybe more than likely, something bad. Don't know. Maybe that could be a whole thing where Denji's not ready yet to do it. But it seems like maybe something bad could happen. Maybe it would alert the Gun Devil's presence, or maybe it would alert more devils to Denji's presence going after his heart. I don't know. And then you get, again, another, as the episode's ending up, you have this, I guess this chick start talking, and she's like, so, Denji, are you more of a city mouse or a, I guess, rural area, mouse type of thing, a countryside mouse? And the door I guess she goes into closes, and that's it. We don't see what this girl looks like, but obviously that's your tease to season 2, whenever that eventually is announced. I don't know when. I don't know how much in the manga, because I heard in the manga like I guess there's a part 2 to Chainsaw Man after the original series. But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see where it's going to go. But again, we'll just have to wait for a season 2 announcement. But my overall thoughts on Chainsaw Man season 1, it was a really great show. They had all these twists and turns in this episode, or in throughout the series, not just this episode, but all these shocking revelations. The characters were all great. There still are mysteries that need to be answered, and everything. Obviously, what is Makima's devil? What is this thing Puchita's telling Denji not to open the door to? What is the Gun Devil's ultimate motives and things like that? How is Aki going to die? Where are these characters going to go? Overall, this show was really great. And when you pair this alongside this season of anime of 2022, the last season anime for fall of anime 2022, ultimately, I kind of really honestly talked about all the fall of animes I needed to talk about, and pretty much as a whole, this season was a success. This season was a success as a whole. I'm not just talking about just Chainsaw Man. This season was a success as a whole, and man, I can definitely say this was a great way to end off the year that is 2022. We had so many good animes this past year. Just ending off this slate of these animes, it was just absolutely great. And Chainsaw Man was really good. I remember before the show came out, a few weeks before the show was about to come out, I was debating, should I review this on the channel? Should I talk about this? I don't know if I should. I feel like Chainsaw Man wouldn't be my cup of tea. But I watched that first episode and I was intrigued, and the more I watched, the more I actually did like it. I'm like, you know what? I can sit down here and watch it. And now I really do like Chainsaw Man. I really love the series, and I'm very interested to see where the series goes next. I'm not going to go read the manga. For anybody that wants any background information, I kind of want to go into this the series blind. If I just can't absolutely wait after a certain point, maybe I'll go check out the manga. But I'm gonna probably stick to being an anime only for now. But hey, I can't wait till whenever Chainsaw Man returns. And yeah, but till then, guys, if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of Chainsaw Man, as well as your thoughts on Chainsaw Man, the series as a whole. Again, do not leave spoilers for anything that happens in the future of the manga, because I don't want to get spoiled for whatever is going to be happening in the future, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more eventual Chainsaw Man content coming down in the road, as well as any other anime content, especially going into anime of season 20 of Winter of Anime season 2023 content. But till then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day. Till then, guys, peace.